The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys StoryLine with Nick Eatman.
What is up? Welcome to Cowboys Storyline. It is Thursday, November 21st. I'm Nick Eatman. It's time to talk some Cowboys here. 888-855-2297. We're talking Cowboys. We're talking Commanders. We're talking injuries, which we've been talking about all season long. We'll see. If looks like the Cowboys are going to get some guys back here. I'm getting all situated here. Sorry. Looks like the Cowboys are going to get some guys back this week. Deron Bland practiced, which was good. Marshawn Nealon has a shot to play. Brandon Cooks, I think, has a good chance to play. Jordan Lewis may be coming back as well. But not just those guys coming back. There's going to be some that they lose. We'll see about. It looks like Jake Ferguson that probably has no shot to play. Had a concussion. Short week, obviously. 6 days. Not going to be able to play this week, I wouldn't think. And I wouldn't think the same for Zach Martin. But I was told today that I still think there's a shot he plays this year. I don't think he's played his last game this season or in his career for that matter. But I don't know about him getting back for this game against Washington on a short week. All right, phone lines. We've got a couple of callers already on the line. Let's get started here. Irene, Falls Church, Virginia. What's up?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. First off, the craziest thing I've learned this week is that the school zone speed limit in Texas is lower than Virginia. We're at 25. So
25.
Devontae would have been okay.
Yeah, he could have done it. He would have been just fine. He could have. I actually talked to him about that. He said he's never thought of it that way. And I'm like, why would you? Why would you think of it that way? Of course you wouldn't. But no, it was kind of a funny moment. But 25, huh? All right.
25,
nice.
Yeah.
I don't care about the kids there. All right, cool.
Nope.
Are you going to the game?
Oh, man. I don't think I have the heart. Because here's the thing. The local team is doing so well that the prices are like double what they were. And I'm like, do I want to go see Cooper Rush and, throw to the gecko like you said?
Yeah.
I mean, Deuce Vaughn, I was screaming during the game. I'm like, Deuce Vaughn is short, but he's not that short.
Yeah, if you underthrow him, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think we'll see if I change my mind by Saturday or Sunday. We'll see, but I'll do a last minute ticket if so. Anyway, yeah, I'll focus my attention on Washington. Obviously, local near here. It's been painful this season. I'm glad they've lost 2 in a row. I'm torn on the outcome. So my brain, of course, at this point is like, look, we need the best possible draft pick, make next year better. But I'm not going to lie. My heart wants this. I want to ruin their playoff chances or at least hurt it. So, yeah, I'm rooting for a win. I'm overriding my brain. Sorry. And then I just wanted to share my favorite memory and then ask you to share yours of the rivalry. Mine is Clint Longley. No, I'm just kidding. I do love that.
You going that far?
Obviously. Yeah. Obviously, I wasn't around. But it's when Tony gutted through the broken back, and then he won with a minute left. But unfortunately, I think he was out for the rest of the season, and when we lost and we didn't make the playoffs. But if I recall that right, but that game was amazing. I loved Tony. Did that a few times in his career, obviously with the punctured lung too. But and then just lastly, I just want to do a shout out to Jeremy and Tyrone in DC. Hang in there. Maybe we'll pull something special off. If not, just cling to your fellow fans because it's going to be rough.
Irene.
Hit that block button.
Irene, who are they playing this week? Who are the Cowboys playing this week?
The Commanders.
Okay. The way you said it, the local team here, like.
Oh, sorry.
No, it was like I don't refer to them as anything. I just as the local team, like the local beer here, It's funny. All right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I appreciate it. And I understand that as well. There will be Cowboy fans there, though. There's no doubt about it. And it's always makes for an interesting game, and that is why. You ask me my favorite memory. It's not just the Washington rivalry. It's my favorite game. It's because it's the first one. I've said it many times. My first game I ever went to is working for the team. You know, the first real game, 99 season opener, Washington, and the Cowboys there on the road and down 21 points in the fourth quarter. And I was like, well, this is how this is going to go. And I remember walking down. I went down. I was like, well, I'm going to go down on the field and see what this is like. And Emmett scored, and then 2 touchdowns to Irvin. And then in overtime, it goes to overtime and deep pass to Rocket Ismail, and who had dropped the same pass earlier in the game and scores a touchdown to win the game. And it was amazing. I mean, it was absolutely an amazing game. And so that one is always my favorite. So it's going to be hard to top any game. Like, it doesn't matter what team, but that one is kind of always been my favorite there. But there's so many great memories too, you know. And I remember the '89 game and watching it. I watched every game with my dad. Every single game we watched it, and to win that first game, you know, of the season. I mean, it was amazing. So you know, there's always some really cool moments here, and we'll see if this one is going to be another one. All right, let's go to Carolina. He's in the United States. I don't know where.
California.
You were in Texas? Yeah.
Yesterday I was in Texas. Now I'm in California.
You're like, you know, you're rolling, man. Just like that old country song by Alabama, "Roll on Highway, Roll on Alone." I love it, man. So
Got to, man.
How are you doing, man?
But I'm all right, man. I just shook it off. You know, just another day.
Yep.
But I got a couple questions for you. Okay, I need a story, a good story about Jason Witten. I know you got one.
Oh man.
And man, I heard a lot of things. You know, I watch all the podcasts. A lot of agreements on the Deuce Vaughn thing what we talked about yesterday. When I heard them speaking on it, I'm like, wow, they think the same thing I think. But anyways, I want to know, how do you feel about, because I was watching Media Match, how do you feel about if we can afford Demarcus Lawrence, do we keep him next year? I think we keep him. I don't think he's all the way out yet. What is your thoughts on that? And go Cowboys. Right. I'll let you go on with that.
I thank you for the call, Carolina. Jason Witten stories. Oh man, there's a lot of them. But let's go to the D-Law question here. I think they can. You know, I think you can keep him, but you're gonna have to get creative a little bit with the contract. I don't know. I have a feeling he may not be here next year. This might be one of those situations. He can still play. He can play in the right situation. This is just me talking, and I've never actually talked to him about it. It seems like it would be a good spot to maybe chase the ring for him. Next year's going to be a challenge for the Cowboys as well. Now, we've seen some one-year turnarounds, and we've seen it happen before. I mean, you know, I don't know if this is the same situation as 2015, but, you know, remember that 2014 team, the one that Dez caught at game, that was a really good team. Next year, a lot of injuries, including at quarterback. And then they get high draft pick, come back, catch lightning in a bottle there in 16 with Dak and Zeke, and now they're back in it again, have a chance. So we've seen this thing kind of go up and down, and it could happen again next year with the right situation. But it wouldn't surprise me if Tank goes to another team and goes to one where, you know, the scheme is perfect for him, and you know, he can play just enough and contribute on a team that has a chance to compete. It wouldn't surprise me if that happens. I hope that doesn't, but you know, it's going to be tough to keep him back, man. There's so many Jason Witten stories. I can't even think of one, but I love the one that Garrett always told about the wham the nose with Witten, you know, because they didn't think, you know, he didn't want him to block the nose tackle here, so he had another tight end do it here for practice, and he was just like, "You don't think I can do it?" He's like, "Yeah, Jason, I think you can do it. You know, you're four-time All-Pro or at the time or whatever." It's like, we don't need you to do this right now. We need you to you know, do you know, just go, you know, catch the ball here in the middle of practice. But he was just that way. He was just so tough and rugged, and, you know, just like when he had the punctured lung or spleen, actually, in 2012 or whatever. I mean, there's like 37 doctors that said, like, no, you need to be out. Not that. But he was like, no, I'm going to find a doctorate. He found one in New York that said, yeah, you can play. So he played. He shouldn't have played. He probably caught one pass for 4 yards, and he couldn't get his hands over his head. But he played. He continued that streak, and that's just what he was and who he was. And so, you know, and another his rookie year when he had the broken jaw, you know, Parcells told him, you know, if you lose all this weight, you can't eat. So you lose weight, you can't play. So he stuffed little 5-pound weights in his sweatpants to get on there and weigh, and got just enough so he could play that game, and that's what started the streak for those consecutive games. So he was a warrior. We'll see him in Canton sooner than later, I would imagine. Randy in Texarkana is next.
What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm all right. You know, these days, not much to smile about. The team's not doing that great. Coaches aren't doing great. Players are injured. We got no food. We got no job. Our pets' heads are falling off. But with all that being said,
Nice.
Tuesday, Ali called me, and he always puts a smile on my face just hearing him talk.
Yeah.
And then he brought up who he would like to hang out with on Thanksgiving, and he said me, dude, that made my day. And I just want everybody that's listening to know that's right now it feels good, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Randy,
I hate to get emotional.
No, you know what this is, and I appreciate the call, and I appreciate you listening when you don't call in and all that stuff, but we're a family. This is our family. This is what was created, and I never thought it was going to be like this. I thought it had a chance to be this way, but the fact that you guys have put your arms around this whole show and said, you know what, ride or die. You know, last year was great because we were winning games. It was fun. This year, not the same, but you guys have stayed in it, and y'all become friends. That is the most amazing part of it all. Never, ever anticipated that. You guys have become a StoryLine family. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
And to be able to meet you like Chris and I did not too long ago, we've met a handful of people. Paul from Vancouver, we met in Carolina. He was sitting at the bar with us. I saw him at the game the other day. You know, it's an amazing. Irene reaches out to other people. It's become a family. And you don't always agree with each other. You know, you don't always agree. And man, I just remembered I forgot to get on the call last night. I was going to get on the spaces last night. I totally forgot. Kids.
Yeah.
But you know, I appreciate you calling and saying that. And I know you have some other stuff you want to talk about.
Well, I was going to bring up football stuff, but everybody covers everything. We kind of run over it. But, yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, anybody ever wants to come through Texarkana, you're more than welcome to come hang out with me. You're all welcome, and I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you, Chris. It's pretty cool being able to talk to you guys.
It's pretty cool. Thanks so much, Randy. It's always cool to talk to you, and I get it. You know, it's a cool thing. That's something that we all take for granted a little bit, and I've kind of understood the responsibility of this show and all of our podcasts. But you know, these podcasts, for one reason or another, help people. You know, because the Cowboys are their life. I've been there. I understand this, and so to be able to kind of unite some of these fans from coast to coast. I mean, we got people from you know, Texarkana, Texas, which is a very, very important city in for my life, because without that city, I may not be here. It's where my parents met. But we got people in Virginia and Carolina and Texarkana and New York and all that stuff. It's amazing. It really is. And so, for Randy, I appreciate you calling and sharing those feelings. I know that a lot of people all over the place are listening and they can share that as well. Appreciate it. All right, Steve in New York. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Nick?
How are you?
All right. Back from Dallas, another successful trip. You know, I had a great time. I mean, I had told you I picked the Lions game and the Texans game. So, but when you think about it, you know, what would have been a good pick this year as far as going down. But again, you know what? I have a great time. I really do. Well,
it sounds like you got a great perspective on things, and you know, it's like for you, it was taking the family to the games, right? I mean, that's the trip, getting to go down there and seeing the
Yeah, I
stadium
went with
again.
a bunch of friends. I mean, we were at the Star. It's always a great time.
Yeah.
When they win, it's even better.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Somebody was talking to somebody before the game, and they just said something like, "Yeah, bad times right now. It seems like the sky is falling." And you get to the stadium, and literally, I mean, it's just one of those things. Nobody got hurt.
This season is, I mean,
yeah.
No one wants to read a book on this one, but you wouldn't believe it. 30 years from now, you're like, this all happened in 1 year? Like, yeah. Trayvon Diggs came out of the locker room, was yelling, yeah.
And this is just my opinion because I had said it after the Atlanta game. If they lose at Washington, I don't see any reason why. And I know it's a short week that Trey Lance doesn't start.
Yeah.
I know you gave up a number 4 for him. I know most people don't think he's going to amount to much, but can we at least see him play? And I don't mean mop up. At the end of the game, just start a game. I don't see at this point what you have to lose. I know you're a history guy like me. We started Ryan Leaf on Thanksgiving, Drew Henson, Chad Hutchinson. If I left any out, let me know.
I mean, I think Leaf and Hutchinson were starting a little bit before that, but Henson was not. Henson was a starter. That was his first start. Now, he didn't finish the game. But and I have a
no, but I meant actually starting a Thanksgiving Day game for us.
I know what you're talking about, and I'm saying Hutchinson and Leaf. This was not their first start, but Henson was the first time Parcells put him in. Now he only played a half. See, do you remember who he threw a touchdown to? Probably not.
Oh, you know what? Because I'm so sad that was it Lusaka Polite?
No, he didn't.
I'm totally throwing that name out.
Pretty good guess but he didn't throw a touchdown pass to the Cowboys. He threw one to R.W. McQuarters. He plays for the Bears.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That got him pulled.
I just remember
Testaverde came in, threw a touchdown, I believe, to Darian Barnes, a fullback, about the same size as Lusaka Polite. So it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Exactly. Right. And, I always got to hit you with a trivia on the way out.
All right.
What number 88 for the Cowboys has 7 career touchdowns with the team?
7.
I know it's a random number, but that's what he has. So.
Antonio Bryant?
No.
Jackie Harris?
Jackie Harris. He kind of gets forgotten as an 88, right?
No, because and I have a picture in my phone of Atlanta walking to the stadium in Atlanta. I took a picture of a guy like a creep walking in. There's a guy in front of me with an 88 jersey, Harris. I was like,
it was Jackie Harris.
I was like, this might be a family member, but it probably not because probably wasn't it. But yeah, 88 Harris. And I was like, wow, like not what I expect to see walking in. I took a picture of it. I was like, no one's gonna believe
funny.
this. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, Jackie.
All right, Nick, have a great week, man.
He caught 7 touchdowns. With the Cowboys?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I always look this stuff up prior, but I'm pretty sure he did.
God, I couldn't remember 1 or 2.
And
awesome.
that was the 5-11.
Yeah, I just didn't think he was getting 7. All right, sounds good, man.
Take care, man.
Thanks. All right, let's get one more call before we go to break. Robbie, Cocoa Beach, Florida. I know Robbie's going to be in a good mood. Robbie, what's up?
What's up, Nick? How's your day going?
It's going good, man. How are you?
I'm great, man. I took the kids to the beach this morning, although it's getting a little chilly here, but we're still in the upper 70s.
Cool.
But that's cold for us, man.
Joe DeCamillis, I thought of this morning. Joe DeCamillis, my favorite coach of all time. He's coaching at South Carolina right now. He had a place in Jacksonville, and he used to call it Beach TV. He said, we just go out there. We don't need a TV. We just go out there and look at the beach for like 4 hours. That's all he does. Yeah, Beach TV.
Right on. Yeah, that's about an hour north of me is Jacksonville.
All right. What's up, Rob?
So listen, man, I know that I'm going to get called the homer or the perpetual optimist or whatever, but I think playing against Dan Quinn and especially Cooper Rush, if he does still start, I don't know. I've heard different rumors. But I think Cooper Rush runs scout team against
Dan Quinn. Yep.
Dan Quinn, thanks. I think we got a good shot to win. I mean, it's got to give some time, right?
Okay, that's this side. Now let me take you to this side. Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn knows him very well, and he's got a lot better people.
And he's seen Mike McCarthy calling plays. Like, he's seen that. He knows the
he's
tendencies.
got to rain on my parade.
I'm not. I'm just saying, hey, whatever goes up comes down. There's a right, there's a left. There's something to be said for that. You know, the thing is,
you're right.
But what worries me about it is you're right. Both sides kind of know each other. What worries me is look what happened in those games last year. Dan Quinn, they're getting sacks. These guys are getting sacks. But the teams that beat the Cowboys did what very well in those games?
They ran the ball.
And the Cowboys, they can't run the ball. So that's
we know that. That's a given.
That's what hurts those type of defenses. I couldn't believe Fowler has 8.5 sacks. I knew they were playing well. I didn't know he was fourth in the league in sacks with 8.5 and a touchdown interception.
Well, I wish we had him now.
Well, yeah. But,
even if he only had 4 sacks, I wish we'd have him now.
Yeah. He was not one. I mean, nobody can come back and say, wow, why'd they get rid of him? Nobody was saying that about Fowler.
No.
Maybe Armstrong, but not for that price. So anyways.
I tell you what, though, man, I'm of two minds about the rest of the season. I mean, I want to win. I want to win every game.
Yep.
But I also want to get a high draft pick. But then I think about it that, those draft picks, they're a crapshoot,
Yeah.
I mean, how many great players you get? How many Micah Parsons do you get? And then how many more busts?
Yeah.
Probably 70% are failures that everybody was like,
right.
He's a first-round pick, and then he did nothing. So,
it's one of those things. It just works itself out. You want to win the games, you want a draft pick. People want to lose weight, but they want to eat cheeseburgers. I mean, sometimes it just happens. I mean, you got to pick one. You got to figure out a balance in between. It'll be what it is. That's what I say.
All right, brother.
All right,
I'll
Robbie.
let you guys go, and we'll talk to you sometime later. But I hope we win, man.
All right.
I think we can.
Of course. Yeah. All right.
All right, brother.
See ya. Let's go to break real quick on Cowboys Storyline. Be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together. And we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
Tune in to see country music superstar Lainey Wilson and special guests perform during the Salvation Army's annual Red Kettle Kickoff halftime show this Thanksgiving on Fox. Every donation stays in the community to provide help for those in need. Check out the Cowboys Giants Lainey Wilson this Thanksgiving. Give today at salvationarmyusa.org. All right, let's get back to the phone lines. We're going over the pond here, across the pond. Mike in Birmingham, England.
Hello, Nick. Nice to speak to you as always, and really good to listen to Randy again. You need to do an hour-long special with him, please, or a Deep Blue documentary about Randy. He's so entertaining. I wanted to ask you, Nick, because you get asked a lot about your son and his career. So I wanted to redress the balance a little bit and ask how your daughter got on last Friday, I think it was.
My daughter is on the drill team, and they had their last game ever of the season here at the Star. They lost pretty bad, but it didn't ruin the night. It was awesome to see her. I posted some pictures on Facebook because she's been on the Texas Stadium Star when she was 2 years old. We took a picture one time, and here she is performing. You think Randy gets emotional? Let me watch old Dad out there watching her at the Star. It was pretty awesome. It was a great moment to wrap up her time there on the drill team, and it was really, really cool to be right here at the Star. Had a lot of family and friends there. It was special. So that was cool. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah, no, proud father and proud godfather of the StoryLine family as well. So on that, my sister Irene, I can say this because I know that we don't tell people how to fan, but I talk to Irene quite a bit on Twitter, so I can hopefully get away with this one. Go to the game, Irene. This is where you earn your badge of honour, and this is what makes the great times even greater. So go there. Wear your Cowboys gear. Be loud and proud. Go for me because I can't. That's what I would encourage you. Couple of things. So I remember calling after the Detroit game very, very grumpy, and since then it's all about looking for positives now for me. And some of your callers are great at bringing the sunshine and all of that. So I want to give a bit of praise to Micah and CD because when you're elite as they are, and they've both had comments about their attitude at times or aspects of their personalities. I was watching that game, the Houston game, and they're both showing up time after time, play after play. They're both going for it. They're both giving their all. It's not working some of the time. Some of what they're doing is great. CD will have a couple of great moments and then you won't see him again for 20 minutes, but he's still there. He was injured in the Philly game, but still wanting to be out there. So I think they just deserve quite a bit of credit for that. They're clearly not downing tools in the way that we saw, for example, the Washington team last year when we played them. Right. They were on the beach. They were out of there. So fair play to those guys. And just a thought, Nick, and I wonder what your thoughts are about this. There's quite a bit of talk now where we are in the season and how it's gone. There's quite a bit of Trey Lance talk that's picked up again, having gone quiet at the start of the season. And we should be seeing Trey Lance and all of that. What I think, and I'll leave you with that and hear your thoughts. Cooper Rush. He obviously had a shocking game against Philly. He's better than that, and he did better against Houston. He's not Dak. He's not a number one quarterback. But he's a decent number two quarterback. And they're both out of contract. My plan would be to re-sign Cooper and draft maybe fifth or sixth round, hope that if they're needed to be called upon, they turn out to be Brock Purdy or they turn out to be Dak Prescott or Tony Romo. And if not, then, it's not a great risk and it's not expensive. And I just feel that with Trey Lance, what is there to lose by playing him? But what is there to gain by playing him? He's almost certainly not going to be here next year. We've seen what he is. They're seeing him on the practice field and it's not prompting them to throw him in. So are we just developing him for someone else if we get him on the pitch? Yep. That's my thought, but very interested to hear what you think.
Thanks for the call. I love that on the pitch. That's another interesting perspective there, because it makes a lot of sense. If you had him for a couple more years, it makes a lot of sense to play him. But the fact that you don't creates even more complications here. Who are you developing him for? And you want to see him. Well, there's a lot of people out there that are like, we need to get a number two quarterback and maybe in free agency. And, man, I hope the Cowboys play Trey Lance so we can kind of see that a little bit. So there's probably a lot of teams that are hoping for that. So, Mike, very astute points there that you're making and understanding the situation. And that's how it makes this thing so complicated. Remember, before the Cowboys signed Dak, they were going into the season they flew to Cleveland with three quarterbacks, none of them under contract next year. Now, Dak signed that day or the next day, but they still have two backup quarterbacks. Now the only two quarterbacks on this team, and And now I'm sure Will Greer's not under contract next year either. He's on the practice squad. So once again, all of your quarterbacks are not under contract. Makes it for an interesting situation. Like you were talking about the other people. You said Irene, go to the games. You can't tell people how to fan. You certainly can't tell people how to spend their money. And who knows what this is that time of year. It's tough to do that. You got to make smart choices. As my 4-year-old says, are you making smart choices? And sometimes, depending on the prices and things like that, it may not be the best time to go to a game and watch the performance that you see out there. But if it's a possibility, sure, people can go, but it doesn't always work that way. Let's go to Chris in Connecticut. Chris, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, Nick?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I can't believe I got through.
This is not first time, right? You've called through before.
No, I've called before, but it's been quite some time.
All right. Well, glad to have you back, man.
Yeah. Well, you're the best, so we all appreciate it. Am I allowed to give you a little bit of a rant without? I don't want to get you in trouble. I'm not expecting you to reply.
Go for it.
Respond.
Go for it, Chris.
So, I've been a fan literally for 57 years. 1967, I can name you the starting offensive line from that team. And I'm just wondering, I am at the point right now that I mean, obviously I do care because I wouldn't be calling in, but I'm just at the point, like, I just can't take anymore. My point is going to be that, and then I wanted to ask you a question after this, but, I've been thinking this for a very long time. Jerry is the ultimate, God bless him, he is the ultimate marketing genius that maybe that we've ever witnessed. And I've thought that, I've thought this, but it became very clear to me when he was interviewed after that controversial interview, the radio altercation where he's like, I'll find someone else to talk to. And it was about like maybe 4 or 5 days later, they were interviewing me. He said, I was very, very pleased that people are talking about this. And I'm like, wow, that really crystallizes things for me. And along those lines, we're all sitting here scratching our heads. Why do they always wait till the last second when the season's starting to sign a CeeDee Lamb or to sign a Dak Prescott? They literally gained nothing by waiting that long other than media attention, in my opinion. And I'm not expecting you to agree with me or disagree with me, but at the end of the day, for him to sit there and say, well, we don't have the money. Well, they would have had the money if they had signed them, both of those players earlier, to get a Derrick Henry or whatever. It's nonsense. But that's my main frustration is that, I know he wants to win. We've had good players along. We've done a great job of drafting, but we're always a non-event whatsoever in the free agency market. And you can't build a team that way. It just doesn't work. By the time half your players develop, they're gone. So that's my rant. I'm just enough. I can't. I don't know what to do with myself.
All right.
But I do have a quick question for you.
Okay.
Is Trey Lance that bad that you can't even think to have a couple of little packages here and there to bring him in? Like, for example, when they went for it on 4th down from the 2-yard line, why in the world would you not take a chance on bringing him in with the threat of the run?
Yeah.
He probably, knowing him, he would have had a walk-in touchdown, I bet. He would have found a way, or they'd at least have to respect. I just don't understand the thinking. The lack of creativity blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, that I agree with that. Thanks for the call, Chris. I appreciate it, and I understand the frustration. If you can name the starting offensive line of the 1967 team, then you've been around a long time. And when you say you can't take it anymore, you can, because it hasn't ever. It's been worse than this. As bad as it feels, it's been worse than this. And that's part of it. And I'm not justifying it and saying, I'm just saying you're a diehard. You're a diehard, and it hurts. What you're saying is you can't take it anymore. It's not going to ruin your day. That's probably where it is. You're not going to ruin your day. Your expectations are very, very low, but you're still going to watch. You're still going to be there because that's who you are. That's what everyone that calls the show. That's who we are. It doesn't. We don't get the opportunity to change. You're not going to switch teams and all that kind of stuff. Is Trey Lance that bad that he can't? No, he's not that bad. He can do a package like that. He can do that. They should have done that. I agree, especially when you called the play I'd rather you call the play for him, because Cooper Rush is not going to roll right and do something out of that. He's not going to cut it up. He's not Lamar Jackson, so he's not going to cut it up and make a run there. He's not Joe Montana, where he's going to find Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone, and that's not happening. So you just cut the field in half, and he's not going to make a play. And you know, that I would have kicked the field goal, but regardless, he should have some packages. He should do that. But they don't think he's ready to go in there and start in the game. I think we saw the preseason. You're going to have some issues there, but there's going to be a time here where they're going to say, all right, let's go for it. Let's take a break here on Cowboys Storyline. We got one more break to go. We got a couple more calls on the line. We will hit those when we come back.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit AltecLansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's AltecLansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline.
If you're in the area here at Frisco, check out Santa at the Star this holiday season. It's presented by Monument Realty. He'll be here at the Star District from November 22nd through December 24th. He's cutting it close there, Santa. But he'll be here. Take a picture or a family holiday photo with you for more information. And to book your visit, head to thestardistrict.com/Santa. All right. Let's go to Lester in Minnesota. Lester, what's up?
Hey, Nick. Hey, first of all, I want to say hi to all the Cowboy fans out there. Don't be despair. We're going to come back. Second thing I want to say is what I always say: until we get a good to very good offensive and defensive line at the same time, this is what we're going to get: 12-5, 12-5, and then this season. But anyway, I have a solution for the games coming up.
Okay.
Everyone's saying Trey Lance, and I agree with that too. But let's put in a jumbo package. Let Zeke be the fullback and Dowdell switch Dowdell and the other little guy for the halfback, and let's run that ball. Jumbo package, run it. Running is a commitment. Of course, mix in some passes in there. I mean, of course, switch it up and put the regular lineup in there, but let's run the ball and let's put Trey Lance in there as well a little bit. I mean, I'm not a coach, so I can't say exactly how to mix it all up, but let's try that.
Sounds like you want to run the wishbone.
Let's run the ball.
Sounds like you want to run like the triple option wishbone there, 3 backs and quarterback.
No, just Zeke at fullback and then alternate Dowdell and
Deuce
the little
Vaughn.
guy. Forget his name.
How about Deuce Vaughn? Deuce Vaughn. Let's go with that.
Yeah, Deuce Vaughn. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you got to try something. But I don't think that's going to happen because Mike McCarthy doesn't do that. That's not. I mean, I'm sorry. That's not what he does. I don't think they're gonna switch it up and run the ball at those defensive tackles that Washington has. I mean, when Zeke was doing his thing, when the Cowboys were running, he was getting 1,500 yards. I don't think they were running that well against Washington, anyways. It's gonna be tough.
Well,
to
I
do.
mean, but this is a different defense. I mean, it's still the same, but the philosophy is different.
It is.
I think you can run the ball on this guy. if you put in a jumbo pack, like a goal line, not a goal line, but a jumbo package, 6 offensive linemen, and just pound it, man. I mean, of course, like I said, switch up the personnel and throw some passes. I'm not saying all game, but let's try that. Put Trey Lance in there, run an option or something. I don't know, but we can do that because I think we could run the ball, but it's a commitment.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm with you. It starts with that offensive line, and you know that. No one knows that more than you. And those guys up there, I mean, that's the problem too. They're not pushing people off the ball. I think BB's done a nice job, but I don't think that he's just a road grader back there. And Zach Martin, I don't know if he's even going to play. There's a good chance it's going to be like Hoffman and Bass and maybe Tyler Smith. I mean,
no, I understand, but Hoffman's a tough guy anyway. Put him in there.
All right.
Let's get some attitude. If the president can't play, put him in there. He's an attitude guy.
All right.
Alongside BB. I mean, BB's strong and Hoffman's an attitude guy. Let's go.
Okay.
And then that'll protect our right tackle. He's a good run blocker. Let's do it.
Lester, maybe you got any years left you want to come in here? I mean, I think we got some attitude too. You could bring you here for a couple snaps. I think you can play on the line.
Yeah, I played in high school, and I played cornerback in high school.
No, that ain't gonna cut it. We getting bland back. We don't need that. We need the offensive line. Right. Attitude, like you said. All right, Lester, thanks for the call. Good stuff, man. Always thinking. I don't know about the Zeke at fullback, but I could see a scenario of trying to run. I mean, you got to get to the point where you're trying to slow the game down, and that's where that's where this is good. This is tough for McCarthy, I think, because when you get in games like this, when you're definitely overmatched, you've seen it before. I've seen Garrett's teams do this. Some of Parcells' teams, you slow the game down. You're running the ball. You try to keep it close, try to steal the game and win it at the end. That goes against a lot of the philosophy that the Cowboys have with throwing the ball around and throwing it to your guys and all that. So that's what kind of makes this thing kind of difficult, because you could see what they were trying to do there with Houston, but at the end of the day, they got receivers that they're going to throw the ball. That's probably how they move the ball the best, because there's just not a team that can run it like this. All right, let's go to Ronnie in New Jersey. Probably our last call. Ronnie in New Jersey.
Nick, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Pretty good. Nick, I had a quick question for you, because I'm listening to the shows, and it seems like a lot of people are down on our left tackle, and I don't see why, because he was a project. Wasn't he like a right tackle his whole career in college? And the whole point was that he was gonna, it was predicted that it was gonna take him a year or two to be converted to a left tackle. So, I mean, I hear Brian Broaddus, I hear everybody saying how they would draft a left tackle and move him over to right tackle, just because of the way he's been playing this year. But everybody, I felt like everybody knew he was a project this year. So is there something that you know or that you've heard of, like it's like management or whatever? Are they unsatisfied with his play?
I don't know about unsatisfied. I mean, I don't think it's been as good as they thought. Yes, project is right, but if you take a guy in the first round, you're also saying that he's going to be good enough to deal with the growing pains, and there's going to be some good moments, some bad moments, but you're gonna have some times where he's going to play really well, and he's had some of those. He's learning. He's just learning on the run. That's what's happening, and it's been a challenge for him in a lot of ways, but. I don't know. I mean, I think if you have the ability to take best player available, and it is the left tackle, that could be there for the future, and he's not a project, sure, go for it. You would have to have a Tyron Smith sitting there to not take those guys. Same with the pass rusher. If there's a stud pass rusher, you're going to take it regardless if you have Micah there or not. So those are the positions that you take regardless, and then you deal with what you have, and Tyler Guyton could move if you needed to. All right, good stuff. Let's get one more caller in. Let's go to Bruce in Houston.
Hey, Hey, Nick. Thanks for taking my call.
How are you doing?
I know I'm doing good. I know you're up against it. Chris said be quick.
Yeah.
Thank you. After the Giants game, I think they need to play Trey Lance, to possibly get a higher compensatory pick for him. Who says we can't re-sign him? We're going to need a second-string quarterback going forward unless he's just out of price range. But you said something the other day. You would not trade Micah Parsons. While I wouldn't want to trade him either, but if I told you if you did trade him and you could possibly get the next Troy Aikman, would you do it then, Nick?
Well, I mean, if I'm getting you're telling me I'm getting the next Troy Aikman, then yeah, I'll take the next Troy Aikman. If you're telling me that, I mean, and
I know it's hypothetical. Look, because we're hoping Arch Manning comes out in 2 years. You could parlay 2 number ones and maybe have the capital to move up to get a said player if he comes out. We don't even know if he's coming out, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just saying, you could take Micah Parsons, even if you didn't get a quarterback. You could rebuild this team with their top pick now. You could get a left tackle. I say move Guyton over to right tackle because Steele has struggled. Why couldn't you do that?
You could.
It'd still be...
Yeah, you could do that, and I think that you're saying Troy Aikman if you get getting that type of guy. I think the fear is that you're trading Lawrence Taylor. I think that's the fear. And
I know, but Nick, and the only reason I would say do it is because I just don't see him sniffing the Super Bowl in 2 to 3, probably even with Dak Prescott. I just don't see it. But maybe it'll depend if who we get as the next head coach. Maybe you can talk about that next show. I know they're talking about Dion. I can see Jerry doing that big time because it's marketing, but Belichick would probably be a better coach, but he's got to bring in the right offensive coordinator. I hear he loves Dak Prescott, but we just got so many holes to fill. That's the only reason I would trade Micah. He's a great player, but man, if I could rebuild my team in 1 year, maybe 2 drafts, I almost have to, in my opinion. But see you, Nick. Have a good day.
All right, have a good day. Thanks for the call. Two number 1 picks or something like that for a guy that sounds enticing. It's like, but who are they and where are you picking? Are you trading him to a good team that thinks that this is their missing piece? Because if that's the case, then you have a really good chance to pick Mozzie Smith and Tyler Guyton again. You doing that? Are you taking those 2 guys? Even that Tyler Smith, who was, in that same round. Now, they hit on him. Byron Jones, another guy you took in 27, 28. Taco Charlton. That's what we're talking about late 20s. First-round picks are not always in the top 10. And I don't think Micah Parsons is going to go to a team and be in the top 10. I mean, I don't think that's probably going to happen. So I don't know if you rebuild your team by just getting a couple of extra picks. Now, you got to maybe package them up with your pick and get up there. I get that, but I just for a guy that's getting 10 pressures in a game like that, or 9 pressures that he got against Houston, playing the way he's playing, let's give him some more help. Give him some more help on the other side. Get some strong corners like you have. Fix this defense. I think that they'll be just fine. So, all right, guys, appreciate it. Good calls today. Go back and watch if you can. Randy, what a moment that was, and I appreciate you speaking from the heart and talking about this family like that, family of Storyliners. It's been awesome. It's been better than I ever could have imagined, and I appreciate it. I love being a part of it. I know Chris Beam does as well. So for Chris, I'm Nick Eatman. We'll see you tomorrow on Cowboys Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them